Trade volume, super short term. That's a daily thing that we can track. The FTDs, I'll share it as we get it. It is delayed lag data, but as you can see for both NIO and Alibaba in the recent few years, with the stock prices coming down, we have seen elevated FTD levels. And Alibaba being such a profitable company and doing stock share buybacks, I think it's crazy that they have FTDs at all. But I also think it's crazy that some folks who are really high level don't seem to realize that if the FTDs going on in the US market could represent or do represent naked shorting, that could be offsetting and actually suppressing stock price to the point that we don't even know what true price discovery or price action is. I had to lead with that because for those who don't know, that was a video I did back in December. I have been watching and tracking things like this. Alibaba, not just NIO, but also Alibaba, and seeing spikes on the FTD side of things. And so with respect to short-term price action, with the three indicators that I've kept on the ticker for many of my videos, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see it. You've got trade volume, you've got FTDs, and you've got sentiment. Even for a very profitable company like Alibaba, if they were, let's say, doing share buybacks, and there were folks, very high level folks, talking about how bullish they were on Baba doing the share buybacks over the months in this last year of 2024. At the same time, these same folks were not recognizing these spikes on the FTDs could represent naked shorting, and that could offset any buybacks that Baba was doing. In other words, keeping price suppression in play. And so this is the last year, and this is actually the time frame when they were doing buybacks, just per this one tweet that I just shared. And there are others from before that also align with some of this, but I just want a concept overview to offer it. If we look big picture at Alibaba and then also factor in the three indicators that I've got at the bottom of the screen for short-term stock price action. The first one is trade volume. We've got very elevated trade volume for Alibaba, not just today, but yesterday as well. And with that, we have a big move up with the stock price. But also, if you look at the chart, going back to when Alibaba made its big run and went to all-time highs, the FTDs, the white lines, had dropped off. They have since been recurring in these last few years. And I have pointed out before, there is a suspicious short that has been shorting both Alibaba and NIO, which is one of the things that tipped me off to this. The difference for the companies in my mind is a short has more of a short thesis when a company is not profitable. And so NIO not being profitable could mean, or that could be a representative or an indicator of why we're not seeing more of a drop off. Look at the fails to deliver. And again, the last few years, it's just been more of that after the stock price made its big run and the FTDs dropped off. We've also had the trade volume for NIO down. We've only seen, I think, one day with 100 million shares traded or more. That day, NIO stock did move up. But until we see that again, and until we see these FTDs, by the way, more recent data showed we still have a recurring theme of these FTDs for NIO. So NIO not being profitable and this continued sort of onslaught with the FTDs just makes me say, hey, maybe we've got to wait longer. But when we go back to Baba and kind of look at the difference as the stock price is starting to go for Baba, you also see the most recent data, no new spikes on the fails to deliver for Alibaba, almost like those things make a difference. Sentiment obviously shifting. I think Alibaba will be kind of the leader for Chinese stocks. So that's one of the other reasons I've been watching it. But I wanted to offer this, take this video and share people some of what I'm thinking and have been watching for months now and talking about, tweeting about. I don't do a lot of tweets. And so I understand that those high level folks have no idea who I am and probably don't care what I have to say. But I thought it was crazy to be tracking that during those months when buybacks were happening for Alibaba and the FTDs could have been offsetting the or suppressing the stock price, meaning there's no true price discovery in the short term. And that concept could be in play for NIO. With NIO not being profitable, what do you think? Do we have to wait longer? Do we need profitability, even if it's just a quarter from NIO? Or do you think we're going to see something shift and change before then? I do think we're going to see a shift before NIO reaches profitability. I do think we're going to see a reversal, but I don't know what that time frame is. And as long as we keep seeing spikes on the FTDs, I won't rule anything out, especially with trade volume remaining very low for NIO. And yes, also sentiment. Just on a recent video, I had a lot of folks were agreeing with or liking a comment that was very, very negative about NIO. And so my thought is, hey, that's simple. That's sentiment. It's negative. I don't know when it changes, but I'll keep tracking that and much more. So thanks for stopping by the channel. I'll see you all again very soon.